everyone, welcome to Language Arts Tips and Tricks Thursday. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about book tasting. Now, when I say the words book tasting, you're probably like, Ms.Murray, I don't want to eat a book. Well, we're not eating books, we're not tasting actual books. What we're doing is we are previewing books. So we're going to be looking through a whole bunch of books to get a feel, to get a taste of what they're about. So eventually we can read them one of these days. So usually when you do a book tasting, you have a stack of books and you're going through all of them and you're taking some notes and you're jotting down the ones that seem interesting to you so you can put them on your to-read list a little bit later. Now, if we were in the classroom, I would have all my students sitting in a group. There would be stacks of books between them and they all have a piece of paper so they can write their notes and stuff down. And then every 5 minutes or so, we'd rotate tables so you go to a new table with a brand new stack of books. But since we're in a virtual time right now, we got to do things a little differently. So I'm going to show you guys sort of a virtual version of a book tasting. You can actually do this on your own, or you can just see if your teachers have any lists of books that you can actually go through and get a little taste. So let's take a look at some of those book lists. So as you can see here, I've created a Padlet that has a whole bunch of book titles and book covers and all of that stuff. I've made notes at the top of all of the different book covers of a list that they come from. So these top 10 books here that you see, they all come from the Virginia Reader's Choice middle school list from 2020-2021. And a couple of them, I think these 4 books here, these are also on the Battle of the Books list for our region this year as well. And then right underneath the Virginia Reader's Choice books, I have all the Battle of the Books books for this year. Some of them have lost their covers. Oh well. And then we get down here and we're into my top picks. So these are books I've personally read that I think are great, that I think students should look a little bit more into. So what you can do once you go to this Padlet, or maybe your teacher will give you a PowerPoint with some book titles, is you can find a book cover that looks really interesting to you. So one for the Murphys looks pretty interesting to me. So what you can do is you can go to Google and you can type in the one for the Murphys. Once you get here, you can go onto Amazon and you can read the description to see if this is a book that seems interesting to you. You see here there's actually a different book cover here, so there might be different book covers for different books. And if this seems like a book you might like, then you want to put it on your list. Now, you don't just have to go to Amazon. There are several different websites you can go to, like this is the actual author website. So you can go to the author's website and you can read your synopsis here, and they even have a book trailer here. So sometimes the author's website is probably one of the best places to go. And look, they even have a chance for you to read chapter 1. So definitely check out the author's websites to see if they give you a little bit more information than a website like Amazon or Goodreads, which is what I'm going to show you next. So here's Goodreads. I use this website myself to keep track of all the books I've read. So here we have a book description, and it also tells you different places you can get it. And it also, if you scroll down a little bit further, you can read some reviews. And then some people also put them on lists. So if you want to read more books that are like this or books that are similar, you might be able to find information right here on Goodreads. And it looks like there's also a book trailer listed here. And looking close, it looks like the one that's on the author's website. So those are 3 great places you can go. Another place, of course, is YouTube. So we go into YouTube and in the search bar we type one for the Murphys. And from here we see, here's that book trailer once again, but we also see other book trailers that other people may have made. You see other people that have done maybe book talks. So these would be good places to look. And also right here it looks like the author herself, she reads the first 4 chapters. So maybe you read the first chapter on her website and you're like, oh, I want more, but you can't get to the book right away. YouTube sometimes has people, the authors usually, reading the books aloud. So that's a really good place to go as well. So when it comes to book tasting, you're basically on the hunt for a good book. Teachers can give you a list, can give you a stack of books somehow. Well, the stack might be a PowerPoint or it could be a Padlet like I just showed you. But overall, you just want to grab a whole bunch of books, go through them, preview them. If you need to remember how to preview a book, see my first tips and tricks video that I posted a couple weeks ago. And that should help you sort of go through. You want to look at the cover, read the back, or read the inside flap if it's a hardcover book. You want to maybe read the first page, flip through the book to see how it's set up, and different things like that to see if the book is for you. So that's sort of my tips and tricks for book tasting. If you have any questions or you want to see my Padlet, I'm going to put a link to that in the description. And so check that out, see if there's any good books on there that you might want to check out. And if you have any questions, of course, leave those in the comments. If you have any good book suggestions I should add to my Padlet, also leave those in the comments because I'd love to add more books. So that's all I have for you today. Have a great rest of the week.